Hi everyone! Welcome to an art making activity presented by the Cantor Art Center and the Anderson Collection here at Stanford University. Today we're going to be making a sculpture of an owl inspired by the pottery of Lucy M. Lewis. Look familiar? Now let's get started! For today's activity, we'll need scrap paper, cardboard scraps, paper mache paste, that's 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of water, and a half tablespoon of salt. We'll also need masking tape, scissors, paint brushes, paint. We'll also need a round balloon and measuring cups. Be sure to ask a grown-up for help when using paint, scissors, and balloons. While you gather your supplies, let's visit the Cantor Art Center and see where we can find the owl that inspired our activity today. The artist Lucy M. Lewis was born around 1900 and spent all her life atop the high mesa of the Acoma Pueblo in New Mexico. She started making pottery when she was just 7 years old. Lewis found inspiration for her pottery forms in the ancient Pueblo tradition that was passed down to her by her grandmother. She followed the old ways in every step of her pottery production by offering prayers of thanks to Mother Earth for the clay, taking only as much clay as she needed, working the clay only with her hands, forming the vessel from the coils of clay, scraping the walls with tools fashioned from gourds, painting the vessel with slips and paints made from clay and vegetal sources, and finally, firing the finished pieces in a homemade outdoor kiln. Compare the form or shape of the owl to this seed pot that was also made by Lucy Lewis. The shape of each pottery vessel is determined by what it is meant to hold. Seeds are tiny, so the pottery vessel that holds them must be very small. This seed pot is only 3 inches tall, and it also has a very small opening, so the wind will not blow away the tiny seeds. Alright, now that we've got a little inspiration, let's get started with our activity. Mix the flour, water, and salt together in a bowl. This activity may get a little messy at times, but that's okay. It's all part of the process. Working on a surface that can be easily cleaned with water will make your cleanup easier. So we'll mix 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of water and a half tablespoon of salt together in a bowl. Now let's prepare the paper. Cut or tear up some strips of paper. About 2 inches wide by 10 inches long is good. Let's begin by blowing up a balloon. We blow up the balloon only halfway so it won't pop, and twist it so it takes the shape of an owl. Hold the twist in place with a piece of tape. Dip the paper strips one at a time into the gooey mix. Squeeze off the excess paste from each paper strip with your fingers, then apply it to the balloon. Continue adding and smoothing the wet newspaper strips as you cover the balloon completely. Repeat this until you have 3 layers covering the balloon. Keep in mind the shape of what you want to create so that it will look like an owl when you finish. Here's a tip: propping up the balloon in a container will keep it stable while you work. Next, we'll cut out the cardboard shapes for the wings and tail. Attach the wings and tail with the pasted paper strips. Now we'll make 2 eyes and a beak with paper and paste. Press them onto the head to make a face for the owl. Now we'll have to set your work outside to dry for a while in the sun for at least a day or 2. When it's all dry, it's time to paint. Use a large brush and cover it all over with a coat of white paint. Now let the white paint dry. Decorate the owl with feather shapes using black paint and a small brush. It's helpful to practice your brush marks on a piece of scrap paper before you begin. Notice the pattern of the feathers. Alright, we're almost there. Now we just have to add some orange paint to make the beak and eyes. And would you look at that? We did it! Do you like what we created today? Give us a thumbs up and let us know. Alright everyone, we'll be back with more art activities, but in the meantime, you can always come visit us in person at the Cantor Art Center and the Anderson Collection located on the campus of Stanford University. See you all next time.